Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here, welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. This week, the fourth and final challenge mode for the Leviathan Raid went live, and we are now turning our attention to the Calus boss fight. So in this video, I want to give you guys a guide on how to complete it. So if you do enjoy this, you do find it helpful, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below if you have any questions, but to begin with, challenge mode itself is actually pretty simple. The only main difference is that it's just going to make the fight slightly longer than it normally is. If you're a team that can 1 phase or 2 phase Calus, this is probably going to push that up to 2 to 3 phases instead. Now, as with all these guides, I am going to make the assumption that you know how to do the basic boss fight, so if you guys haven't, I will link the general Calus guide in the description box down below. But for the challenge mode, the main change or the main challenge condition is that you need to use all 4 plates at the same time during the damage phase. So the fight itself initially plays out the same. You load into the room, you shoot the cup, you shoot the ads for a little bit until you all get teleported. 3 of you go back to the throne room, 3 of you stay in the shadow realm, and then once you're there, the people in the throne room deal with the scions, meleeing them based on the called out emblems. The people inside then deal with the ads and manage the skulls, and then when you all come outside, instead of doing what you would normally do, which is to group up on 1 plate and jump on as a team and then systematically work around clockwise, basically using each of the 4 damage plates separately per phase to maximize your damage output. Instead, you all need to jump on the 4 plates at the same time. If you jump on just 1 plate, it will say challenge failed. So the best way to go about this is to assign different people to different plates. You want to put 2 people on the front left plate, 2 people on the front right. That way you have the majority of your firepower up front to mitigate any damage fall off. You then have the remaining 2 players on the back left and the back right. It's important that you jump on at pretty much the same time, so what you want to do is when you all teleport back in, don't have someone just jump on a plate and wait. You need to make sure that you all stand by your pedestals and then count down and synchronize. So you can do a 3, 2, 1, you all jump on together, you activate all 4 plates together, and you then deal your damage. Of course, this does mean that because you're activating them all at the same time, you are going to use them all up at the same time, so this does basically cap your damage. Now, it's probably possible to do this in 2 phases, but in truth, this is basically going to be a 3-phase fight. Each phase will basically be a third of his health, and then once you've done that, you just deal with the final phase. So that is essentially the challenge mode. There's nothing to do with meleeing the scions or anything to do with like inside the shadow realm. It is literally all 4 damage plates must be used at the same time. And that's it. That is literally all there is to your challenge. So I'm going to let the fight play out in the background just so you guys can see the whole run if you want to, but that's really all I need to share with you guys. So your general flow will of course be to split your team up as you always have done. I would recommend that when it comes to the damage phase, you might want to put a couple of warlocks on the front left and front right plates, so that way you can use damage rifts, or alternatively if you have titans you can put down your rally barricades there. Basically whoever has the highest damage potential, just put them up front in case there is any sort of damage drop off for some of your weapons. It's not really going to be an issue if you're using things like fusion rifles and rocket launchers and whatnot, but when it comes to switching to your primary, if that happens, then you know it's something to consider. But for the time being, that's it. That's your challenge mode. So use all 4 damage plates every single rotation, jump on in sync, do as much damage as you can. When Calus becomes immune, you return to the rotation, you deal with the ads, you get teleported, you come back, you manage the scions, you manage the skulls, you come back, use all 4 plates again, and you do this 3 times until he's dead. And that's it. You drop down to the throne room, you go to the chest at the end, you grab your loot, you grab your emblem, and that is the challenge mode complete. We now have guides for all 4 challenge modes: the bathhouse, the dogs, the gauntlets, and now Calus. That of course means that next week will be a regular week, and then the week after that we get the Curse of Osiris DLC. And I imagine very shortly after launch, the raid lair is probably going to go live. I would be willing to bet it's either going to be the following week or even sooner, maybe the Friday, given that recommended light for that raid lair is only 300 and most people are already 305. So by the time you play through the campaign, you've got some new gear. I reckon people are going to be raid ready pretty quickly. So that's going to come in quite hot. So as and when it goes live, I will of course have guides for you on that as well. Until then, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.